22nd, 1990 taping of It's Happening in Grand Prairie. And before bringing you two very exciting guests, we have some community service announcements for you. This is the week of the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce's Business Education Seminar. We want you to mark the date of May the 23rd. The magic time is 11:30 a.m. and the place is at the Woodcrest Country Club. And this is going to be an image maker relating to the proper and professional use of the telephone. And we know that many businesses in town will really value a very special workshop such as this. So we invite you to call the Chamber of Commerce at the magic telephone number 264-1558 relating to this very special workshops. Now, Peggy Waddell is the instructor, and Dan Eddy of Southwestern Bell Telephone Company tells us that she is par excellence when it comes to instructing in this particular field. Remember, May the 23rd, 11:30 a.m. at the Woodcrest Country Club, and it does require a reservation, so please call the Chamber of Commerce 264-1558. And remember about the election. There is a runoff election in one of the single-member districts, and there is also a runoff election in the mayoral seat. Please remember May the 26th for your voting day. If you have not voted, I believe it will be too late by the time you receive this announcement to vote absentee. And curse you, Jack Dalton has one more performance weekend. Remember the magic dates of May the 24th through the 26th. And this is at the Grand Prairie Community Theater's presentation. They're located at Northwest 15th and Fort Worth Street. Please call 262-STAR for reservations, and this is a delightful melodrama. We know that you will want to support the Grand Prairie Community Theater in this wonderful endeavor that they have had all during Western days and one magic weekend following that. Curse you, Jack Dalton, and that is the Grand Prairie Community Theater, 262-STAR. And now, we have two special guests with us today. The Northeast Area Community Improvement Association is doing great things in the Northeast area of Grand Prairie. And Mr. Dan Manchata, we're so delighted to welcome you to the show for the first time, young man.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yes. And Maria Gonzalez, we're very pleased to have you with us today. Thank you. Now, Maria and Dan are very involved in the Northeast Area Improvement Association. This is brand new, and we've just really not gotten a whole lot off of the wall on that yet, other than the fact that we have our nonprofit status, don't we, Dan?
That's exactly right.
All right. Would you like to look out in your camera and tell us a little bit about why you think we really needed the Northeast Area Organization?
There's no doubt in that community there's a definite need for a recreation center or a community center of some sort. I know that a lot of the students in that area indicate that they definitely need it. I mean, they want it. They want a place where they can go to be safe, they can be secure, they can feel free to relax and to dance and things of this nature. So there's no doubt that by having a recreation center like that, it gets the kids off of the streets, it gets the kids involved in educational type of things, it gets the kids involved in community organization and community service programs. So this is probably the main emphasis on getting this community center is strictly for the, or I shouldn't say strictly, but it's primarily for the youth of that area.
Now, Mr. Dan, you have a very special hat that you wear in the paper only very recently. You have been named the new principal at Fannin School for 1990 in the fall, but at this time you have a unique position in that you serve as an assistant principal under the PALS program for Travis, for Lamar, and for Fannin. Isn't that exciting that you have all of this coverage? Tell us what it's like to be there.
That's correct. There's no doubt. It's the advantage of being a PAL in an area like that, or just being an assistant principal in 3 different schools, is you meet a great number of the students. You meet a great number of the parents. You meet all of the teachers in that area who are working together to really for the betterment of the children in that area. I constantly meet new parents all the time. I constantly talk to students in various parts of that area. And again, one of the things that they really tell me is that they would like an area, a place where they can go to feel safe, to feel secure, where they can go and have a good time. So there's no doubt that it's a great advantage in doing that. One of the drawbacks is, however, starting something at, for example, Fannin or starting something at Travis is you don't get a chance to finish it up until the following week or whenever I go back. But other than that, it's a tremendous asset for the community and for me, as a learning experience.
All right. Now, would you like to tell us the principal at Fannin that has been the stem winder in pulling us all together under this Northeast area umbrella?
That's Pat Laster. She has done remarkable things at that school, remarkable things for that community. She's gotten the people involved. The PTA has been expanded to it fills the cafeteria every time there's a PTA meeting. She feels real comfortable, real good about it. The community is involved, and we're really happy that she went to that school.
And also, she has under the umbrella of the schools, working with Sally Moore, the possibility of a Head Start program. Is that going to be a reality or a possibility, Mr. Dan?
That's correct. I'm glad you brought that up. She's Reverend Singleton, who is starting or who is having the Head Start program in his church, Burbank Gardens, I believe that is, is indicated to me last week that that's going to be a reality. That they're going to go ahead and start that. They went last week to check the floor space and to check the facilities in general, and they approved them, and so it sounds very, very good that he's going to have that Head Start program in his church. That's wonderful.
All right, now you've already mentioned the Head Start program, looking forward possibly to a recreation center or a community group center. I believe you have another spinoff now that we need to talk about, something really important, and you've even gotten the middle school principal so stirred up about this. You better name drop a little bit about Jefferson or we'll be in bad trouble.
There's no doubt Mr. Greg Farr is involved in this organization, this association, in trying to get a lot of the parents involved in starting or going to a function which will be next Tuesday. I guess I can mention that now.
Yes, and give us the date.
It's next Tuesday, May the 29th at 7 o'clock. And the purpose of this is to get the parents involved in learning about how we can deal with our children in other ways rather than a gang-related format. What we want to do is get the kids out of the gangs and into a community center or into the schools to take part in various activities. And that's the purpose of that, one of the purposes of that meeting, which will be next Tuesday. Now, there are 3 officers who are going to be at that meeting, which is Officer Almazan, who's very familiar with that area, Officer Hooper, who's also very familiar with that area and who's worked in great detail with a lot of the children, a lot of the students in that area, and at Grand Prairie High. And Officer, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Ertl, I believe is what his name is. He's going to be there also talking to us, talking to the parents, talking to the teachers about the children and getting them involved in various activities other than gang-related activities.
All right. Now, this anti-gang rally that you're mentioning, are adults and children invited to this, or primarily is this an adult function?
Primarily, we wanted for the parents to come. We wanted to go ahead and educate them and let them know what's going on in the city. So primarily, it's going to be, yes, for adults.
Parents of which of the Northeast schools will be invited to attend this?
Now, it's for parents of the Northeast Grand Prairie area. That is Lamar, Travis, Fannin, and Jefferson Jefferson Middle School.
Yes.
So it's those 3 schools with the middle school also. Yes. Now, we would like to, as Officer Almazan indicated to me, get many of the parents from the Crockett area and from the Lee Middle School area. So those parents are also invited.
Now, you're pulling in the rest of my single-member district when you go for that, and I'm glad to hear you say that other parents may be invited to attend this. All right, we're going to let you rest for just a minute. Let's get to Maria. Maria, since you are very important at Fannin School, and would you let us know your area of instruction at Fannin and how long you have been there, and look into your camera.
I teach 2nd grade bilingual, and this is my first year working as a teacher. And it's really exciting. I love what I'm doing. I love teaching. I have a very special class, a special group, a special students, and I really enjoy what I do.
Wonderful. How many boys and girls do you have in your class?
I have a total of 20 boys and girls.
20. Oh, that is wonderful. And all right, we're into the May. Have you had them an entire year now, this class?
Yes.
What kind of progress have you seen in 1 year?
I have seen them mature. I remember from September the way they used to act and think, and they're more mature now. Since I teach bilingual kids, I had several kids that were unable to speak English, and now they're able to read and write in both languages. And that's really exciting to see Spanish readers or Spanish writers to be able to read in English, and it's exciting for me and for them.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. And now, we know that Pat Laster has given you a special assignment in this Northeast Area Association. What are you doing to aid and abet us in this, in the rally, or did you help work in the parade, or do you have any assignments in all of this good stuff?
Well, she just gave me my assignments, so I'm just barely getting started. But I'll be working more or less with new release, public relation more or less, and doing a lot of writing for the organization.
That is great. And we'll be looking forward then to something coming out maybe in the Grand Prairie Daily News pretty soon about the rally and all of the good things and all of the adults that should be attending this?
Yes, so we talked about it, and we're going to be editing an article in regard to these activities.
How effectual do you think this will be if everybody gets behind it, Maria?
I think it will be, I look at it as a positive impact for not only for the students but for the parents. The parents need to be aware that there are more activities out there for the kids to get involved, more or less than being out on the streets and getting in trouble. And that's one of the purposes of this organization, for them, for us to get activities for the children to get involved, such as different clubs, reading clubs, or athletic clubs, and such things like that.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Dan, would you like to look out into your camera and extend an invitation to any parent that may be watching our show, whether or not they're in that particular area, but particularly if they live in our area, how important it will be for them to attend, and give them the magic date, time, and place, and the address of Jefferson, if you have that address for us.
Okay. One of the keys to a sound education for anybody is parental support. We need the parents to get into the schools, to become involved, and to help their children. One of the ways we see this right now in the Northeast Grand Prairie area is coming to the meeting. And the meeting is going to be, again, next Tuesday, May the 29th at 7 o'clock at Jefferson Middle School. It's on the corner of Pine Street. You may be able to help me better with that.
Northeast 15.
Northeast 15, that's correct. Again, one of the models that we have at Fannin is genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. So it's to work hard, and that's what we're going to do. We're working hard in this association. We want you to come and help us.
And if anyone wanted to become a member of the Northeast Area Association, is there a fee, or do you have any kind of membership fee for them?
We have a brochure or a flyer that we send out, and we would like people to go ahead and fill it out, put your name and your address and your phone number, indicating that you are interested in this association, you're interested in stopping a lot of the gangs in the Northeast Grand Prairie area. And the fee, I believe, is $1 donation. It's not actually a fee, it's just a donation if you'd like to give for stamps and things of that nature.
Good. And if they don't have the dollar to come on anyhow, right?
That's exactly right. We want all of the parents, even if you have children or you don't have children in that area, please come and support us.
Well, again, Dan, I want to congratulate you on your
Ms.
new
Jackson.
assignment. That is wonderful.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for being the current chairman of our Northeast Area Group, president, or whatever that is.
Okay.
And Maria, we're delighted to have had you with us today.
Yeah, me too.
Thank y'all for being here with us today.
Thank you very much.
You bet. And we'll be right back.
Y los pingüinos tejanos, por carretera vamos, nos puedes ayudar con la basura en su lugar. Y no olvides cuando vayas, cuidar a nuestras playas.
bringing you our next two guests, we have some community service announcements to bring to you. First of all, on May the 19th, we celebrated Armed Forces Day. And at that time, we were ready to have a salute from Navy Dallas. However, our Admiral-to-be, Captain Olson, has so many speaking conflicts that he could not be with us for our show. And today we had scheduled Rear Admiral Bob Smith. And the Admiral had other commitments today, but we want to salute not only Armed Forces Day, but for Memorial Day on May the 28th. We give a special salute from It's Happening in Grand Prairie and hope that everyone will fly your flag on that very special day. Memorial Day in the past had been May the 30th, but because of the national scene, we now have adopted the first Monday that is nearer to that, and May the 28th is that magic day. Please remember to fly your flag for Memorial Day on May the 28th. And the Miss Juneteenth Scholarship, mark your calendar for June the 16th. And this is going to be at the Earl Tom Keel Theater. It will be a very special pageant, and we invite everyone to call 214-601-7837 for information about tickets to the Miss Juneteenth Scholarship Pageant. The Grand Prairie Community Theater, if you're interested in being a member, would you please call 262-STAR. Their memberships are only $10 a year, and this is a wonderful way to support your Grand Prairie Community Theater. The Texas Scottish Festival, the Highland Games, are coming to Arlington, Texas, and our group in Grand Prairie, Texas is going to be participating in their Scottish kilts. And we know that you'll want to go on June the 2nd and the 3rd to Arlington, to the Maverick Stadium, and this will be a very special event. It's sponsored by Budweiser, Science Diet, the American Airlines, the Spirit of 8 Texas, and the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. And now, two very special guests that we have with us today. Anita Hunt, we want to welcome you to the show.
I appreciate the opportunity to be on.
Wonderful. And you have brought a wonderful guest, Mr. Al Nelson, with you.
How you doing?
Welcome to the show, Al.
Thank you very much
Great.
for having me on.
Now, Anita Hunt, because Mayor DeBoe has said that you're a very special lady and that you had something very exciting to bring to us, you have center stage here today. And what's coming down the pike in Grand Prairie, Texas that you have enjoyed and that you have brought with us today?
Well, we've lived here since 1965, and I really love living here in Grand Prairie. It's really a special place to live, and I thought it would be a nice thing if we could have a nice live entertainment, family-oriented show here in Grand Prairie. And so I'm fortunate enough to know Al Nelson, and he's such an excellent performer. Fantastic. Known him for a lot of years, too. Really nice person. And so we have put together this show, and we hope it'll be a big success.
All right. So you're bringing a live entertainment to Grand Prairie, Texas, downtown Grand Prairie, so that families can come and enjoy a very special thing. And Al, you're in charge. Tell us what you do, Al.
I sing, dance, do a little bit of comedy. I mainly do the music from the 50s and the 60s, and we are expanding the show to include some gospel singers. And we've got one lady that was on the show last week, Natalie King. She's fabulous. And this Friday night, we've got Danny McAllister going to join us on stage, and also Diana Trott. These are local talents and very, very talented people that are donating their time. And we just hope that everyone will come out and support the community. That's what we're trying to do in our own special way.
Now, Al, I understand that you have 3 very special charities that you're benefiting by all of these performances that you have. And I believe that one is Brighter Tomorrows, which is the Battered Women's Shelter. Another is Children First, one of our wonderful charities here in town, and Teen Court. And Teen Court is very special to me in that I'm their vice president, and I just really think that is a salute to a group that would get together and do a benefit. How much big bucks go to these groups from the benefit that you'll be doing?
100% of the profits will be donated to the charities that you mentioned. And we would like to see everybody come out, and we also would like to see church groups come out and be involved in this also, and any school groups that would like to come out.
All right, I see that it has Al Nelson's 50s and 60s rock and soul show. That's very intriguing to group rock and soul. Tell us a little bit about your particular format.
Well, I like to do the music from about 1955 to about 1970, and that encompasses a lot of different varieties of music in rock and roll, all the way from Buddy Holly to the Beatles and everything in between.
All right. Do you play a specific instrument or instruments in this live entertainment?
No, I am primarily strictly a vocalist.
All right.
And a dancer. It's a high energy show, and we've using taped accompaniment instead of live band for the backup music.
For the backup music.
Right.
All right. That sounds very exciting. Now, we need to have the time, the date, and particularly the place. Where are you going to be doing all this good stuff?
This happens at the Veterans Memorial Building on 200 South Center Street, just about a half a block south of Jefferson, right.
Okay.
And the show times are 7:30, and we do a 40-minute set, and then we take about a 15-minute break, and then we come back and do another 40-minute set, and it seems to just rush by very quickly. Yeah, it doesn't last long.
Oh, I mean, it's so involving that it's just over before we even know it started.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the Veterans Memorial Center, the magic time is at 7:30 for the performance, and then with your intermissions. Now, what days will this be happening?
Oh, this happens every Friday, the second, third, and fourth Friday of each month.
The second and the third and the fourth Friday of every month. The first Friday's out. That someone else is doing something there.
The veterans.
You let the veterans meet that Friday night.
It's their own building in that night.
That is
They had
great.
first choice.
All right. Now we need to get down to the big bucks. How much does it cost me if I come and bring my family and my kids, or are there different breakdowns for kids? And you said family, so I'd like a breakdown on all of that.
Okay. What we're charging people for admission is $5 for adults, $3 for children, and if we get a group, like a church group or something of that sort, it would be $3 a person.
Okay.
We'd like to get senior citizens in there if we could, and we'll give them a discount also.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. All right, now, if our viewing audience would like to know some of the types of songs that you feature, would you like to name drop a few of your favorite songs that you may be doing this next coming Friday night that's on the menu?
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. One of my personal favorites, and I imitate vocalists.
All right.
One of my personal favorites to imitate is Roy Orbison. And, of course, Elvis. You've got to do Elvis if you're going to do a 50s show.
Yeah.
And Chuck Berry, the Beatles, Wilson Pickett, Buddy Holly,
Yeah.
Fats Domino.
Okay.
That pretty well. It's a broad spectrum of voices that we get into.
And everyone's going to come and enjoy this show because it is family
I
oriented.
certainly hope they do.
Oh, good. All right, now, Al would like for you to look out into your camera and tell us a little bit about the real Al Nelson. What brought you to this stage? You've not always been doing this because you used to do camera for Channel 39 back in the dark ages and all of that good stuff. Tell us a little bit about the real Al Nelson, if you'd like to share with us a little.
As an entertainer, you mean?
Yes, or as a person.
Oh, okay.
We might like to get acquainted with you a little bit better for the audience.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 41 years old, and I've been singing for 28 years
All right.
for audiences.
Are you a native Texan?
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
from Midland, Texas.
Okay.
And I moved to this area in 1968, right after high school. And then I went on the road traveling all over the United States with a 50s rock and roll band. We were doing a nostalgia act before it was actually popular to do. And after traveling for about 7 years all over the United States, I decided I wanted to come back and settle down here, and I lived in Euless ever since '78, and I went to school at UTA and got my degree in finance and economics there, and currently perform locally for nightclubs and hotel lounges. But I've always wanted to perform in a place that was family oriented, and with the help of Anita here, we're finally going to get to accomplish some of those hopes and dreams of mine.
That's wonderful.
With her help. I couldn't do it without her help.
And especially, you have picked 3 of the predominant charities in Grand Prairie, Texas that really need support. And I believe, I would say, knowing personally about these 3, that Brighter Tomorrows right at this time can stand the help about as much as any of these groups. And we really do appreciate you singling out 3 groups here in Grand Prairie. And Anita, would you like to look out into your camera and give everyone a real special invitation just from you, telling that they just can't miss these performances on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Friday nights. Do that for us. Do a hard sell for us.
Al Nelson is one of the finest entertainers I've ever seen. I have no doubts that anyone who comes out will feel like they've got more than their money and time's worth from this show. Please come out and support us. We need your help. Without your help, this show can't be a success, and none of us can accomplish what we would like to accomplish with having this show. I would love to have the show. The charities need the help. We need your help. Please come see us. It's the 2nd and 3rd Friday nights, 7:30. Thank you.
All right, and how about the place one more time, Mr. Al?
That's on 200 South Center Street. That's a half a block south of Jefferson at the Veterans Memorial Building. And if you don't have a good time, I'll personally refund your money. How's that?
All right. Now, Al, do you have a magic telephone number in the event that there is a group like a church group or a senior citizens group that might want to come? Why don't you give us a magic telephone number real slowly so that everyone can call you, and give us the area code if it's in Euless.
Terrific. That's Metro 817-540-4447.
Okay, and that'll get you information about tickets and special prices and any other things that they need to know about this special show. And that's Al Nelson's 50s and 60s rock and soul show at the downtown Veterans Memorial Center, and we know that you just don't want to miss it because we have 3 special charities in Grand Prairie, Texas that are near and dear to each one of you: Brighter Tomorrows, Children First, and the Teen Court. And I know that Judge Gray with the Teen Court is very excited about this benefit, and really, you're doing us a great service in Grand Prairie, Texas by coming. Nita, we want to thank you for being so innovative for us in Grand Prairie, Texas, and bringing us something real new. We want to thank Mayor DeBoe for sending you our way.
Well, I appreciate very much the opportunity to be here.
Great. Al, looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks very much.
Thank y'all for being on the show.
Yes, ma'am.
And oh yes, and
Oh, yes. Can't forget that.
This is our scholarship for the young people that work with us here at Store Cable TV from the South Grand Prairie
great.
High television
It's
class, second to none.
Yeah.
And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you, and would you join me? It's happening in
Grand Prairie.
Prairie.